Let's now take you to KwaZulu-Natal, where the death toll from storms that ravaged the province over the past month is now at 24. Now, officials there estimate that the damage caused by the destruction is more than 3 billion rand. For an update on this, we're joined by Karinda Jagmohan, who is in the community of Ndwedwe, to give us an update. Karinda, very good morning to you. How has the storm impacted that community? Because as far as the figures are concerned, it really is a substantial amount of money.
Absolutely. In fact, overall, across KwaZulu-Natal, more than 700 homes have been damaged, mostly informal structures like this one. I'm in Ndwedwe. My colleague Morena Legikla is showing you the damage here, where part of this house, the wall, actually collapsed during a storm. In fact, we just heard from the owner, and you can see here how the wall collapsed. Fortunately, this wall collapsed outwards and not onto the house. You can see here the woman that were inside, elderly grandmother, was inside her house when the first storm struck. It cracked this wall. Then the second storm hit actually last week, causing the wall to collapse. She still lives here. She still lives here and is, of course, now privy to the severe weather changes we are seeing. We have been warned that there are more severe thunderstorms on the way across these areas of KwaZulu-Natal. Like you mentioned, overall, the damage caused by these storms that have hit the province since December 15th have amounted to more than 3 billion rand. And of course, communities like this are trying to rebuild their structures. We were at a bridge just nearby this home where the bridge washed away. And so the local community, including taxi drivers and truck owners, came together. They found pipes and gravel to rebuild that bridge. But it's still not safe, as that river, of course, may overflow once we see more thunderstorms. Zimonele Ngobo is one of the community activists who has been on the ground experiencing some of these issues. Zimonele, just remind me of the destruction that we have seen so far since the storm hit this particular area, your birthplace.
Firstly, let me report about the bridge, P713. There's a huge damage there. The bridge washed down. Now we're calling the government to come forward and assist. And it's so hurting. Mr. Zikalala, our premier, is situated there in Ndwedwe, but he's doing nothing for our local community. So now this is the second case. The house fell down. See the old mama. It's terrible, and this is dangerous. They were sleeping here during the night when this wall fell down. It's so dangerous and it's risky. We are not happy to see the situation like this, Karinda.
Tell me, since these storms hit and with more severe thunderstorms on the way, has anybody actually come to intervene to help, whether it be your local municipality in Ndwedwe or the Ilembe district or provincial?
Karinda, thank you so much for asking me a serious question and a sensitive question. No one came. Our local councillor didn't come. We're still waiting, even for our mayor didn't come. The district, which is our Ilembe, no one came. Even provincial, we're still waiting for Mrs. Nkonyeni to come and have a look down there to our local bridge, because we need a dramatic change there. No one came from the department. It's unbelievable.
So what's the next step for residents? You know, here this house has been completely destroyed. How are residents going to move on and try and protect themselves if we experience more hailstorms?
12 o'clock today, Karinda, we're having a serious meeting. Councillor is there. Isnduna is there, resident is there, tax owners is there, and us as a structure, we're going to be the part of the parcel of that meeting, and we are going to inform the councillor to come and assist to this Mdima family, because this is hurting. They need help. The old mama and the kids, they need a huge assistance. So we are going to inform the councillor to come forward and assist here.
Thank you very much, Zibonele Ngobo. Morena, let's show our viewers the community specifically in Ndwedwe. It's an area steeped in poverty. As we drive here, it takes us about half an hour to 40 minutes to get through maybe 10 or 15 kilometers because of the state of the roads, gravel roads, a bridge that is not properly built or constructed to withstand the weather patterns that we are seeing, severe thunderstorms. And of course, like I mentioned, community members actually had to rebuild a portion of that gravel-made bridge to try and just get across it. This community has issues with access to electricity and to water. It's situated on the border of the Ilembe district municipality, the home of Stenga, and the eThekwini municipality, the home of Durban. And so often residents have issues in trying to find assistance and which municipality to approach. what is interesting here, the claims by Zibonile Ngobo, is that government officials have not necessarily stepped in to assist them. We do understand that the Community Safety and Transport MEC Peggy Nkonyeni is today visiting some of the affected communities, and she is expected to visit this particular community. But for residents, they want some tangible assistance. COCTA, the Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Department, released a statement yesterday saying they are assessing the extent of the damage and they are busy rolling out relief aid. But in the meantime, this elderly woman is still living here for days now. It has been raining over the past few days, and so she has to try and find a way to protect herself. This, which was once a living room for her, is now sort of a veranda essentially. And what is very, very worrying, Morena, let's see here, is that this wall, because it is very unstable, if there is another severe thunderstorm, may also fall. You can see some of the cracks here. So this type of structure is all around us. Residents, of course, building their own homes to find shelter, and they are now worried about whether or not these houses can withstand thunderstorms that we have been seeing since December.
Karinda, I also see that within your background there are children there who were meant to have gone to school today with public schools being open. I suppose this impact has now also had a ripple effect on the family's day-to-day lives and not being able to perhaps go to school, and also their safety being at risk.
Absolutely. In KwaZulu-Natal, while schools have opened in the inland provinces, KwaZulu-Natal and other provinces, schools will be opening on the 17th of January. But you are indeed correct. The storms have disrupted the lives of the residents on the ground. Many people who we spoke to earlier say that they were injured during these storms. They weren't able to go to work, and sadly, while 24 people have lost their lives across the province in the midst of these storms, we understand 18 people drowned, 6 people were struck by lightning. In this community, 1 person was among those who had passed away affected by the storms. We understand they had also drowned. So indeed, what is also a situation here, as you can see, the electricity meter has also been impacted here. So the community no longer has proper access to electricity. This is just the life that this community has to live in. And what is very saddening and disheartening is that they have been living in this way for a long time. We asked Zibonile earlier about why the roads are the way it is, these gravel roads where it's seemingly very difficult to travel on. And he said it's been like that since he was born. There's actually a bridge that is constructed in the where the first bridge had collapsed. Next to it, there's a bridge that is being constructed. We understand construction had started there in 2017, but it still remains incomplete. So there's no proper facilities for residents to really live their lives. This community is indeed steeped in poverty, and when crisis comes, natural disasters like what we have been seeing over the past few weeks comes, they're really left with nothing to protect themselves or even try and recover from what happens to them on a regular basis during this time of global warming.
Very well, Karinda. Let's leave it there for now. Some serious concerns being raised there as the community of Ndwedwe is pleading for assistance after the heavy rainfall. You see the impact of one such resident who's been heavily affected by the rainfall.